You're watching the Champions League draw. Your favorite club, maybe Liverpool or Chelsea, gets drawn against a team called Qarabağ FK. You think, great, an easy win. But then you look them up and realize they are from Azerbaijan. You pull up a map and see Azerbaijan is next to Iran. So you have to wonder, why on earth is a team from Asia playing in Europe's biggest competition? When we think of Europe, geographically, we think of this. From the Atlantic coast of Portugal in the west to the Ural Mountains of Russia in the east. This mountain range has long been the traditional dividing line between Europe and Asia. But in the world of UEFA, that line gets a bit blurry. Let's travel east, past Moscow, past the Urals, and keep going. Here, tucked between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, we find Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. Geographically, they lie almost entirely in Asia, but their national teams and clubs compete for European glory. And then there's the big one, Kazakhstan. A colossal nation, the 9th largest in the world, stretching deep into the heart of Central Asia. The vast majority of its territory is undeniably, unequivocally Asian. Yet, its champions dream of playing Real Madrid and Manchester United, not clubs from Saudi Arabia or Japan. This isn't an accident or an oversight, it's a choice, and to understand it, we have to go back to the fall of an empire. For much of the 20th century, these nations were part of the vast Soviet Union. Their football clubs played in the Soviet League system, and their best players represented the USSR national team, which was a member of UEFA. When the Union dissolved in 1991, these newly independent countries had a critical decision to make for their footballing futures. Would they join the Asian Football Confederation, their geographical home, or would they look west to UEFA Champions League? The choice for most was clear, and it came down to three powerful motivators: quality, money, and identity. The first was prestige. Let's be honest, the allure of competing in the Champions League, of testing yourself against the world's best players and most historic clubs, was a pull the AFC simply couldn't match. Secondly, financials. The gap in television revenue, sponsorship deals, and prize money between UEFA and the AFC is monumental. Qualifying for a UEFA group stage can transform a club's finances for a decade. It's not just a game, it's an economic lifeline. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, political and cultural identity. These nations, having just broken free from Moscow's orbit, largely saw their future, both politically and culturally, with Europe. Football became a powerful symbol of this westward-looking identity. Joining UEFA was a statement to the world about where they belonged. To truly understand what this choice means, we need to look at the story of Qarabağ FK. On the surface, they are Azerbaijan's most successful club, but they are so much more than that. They are a team in exile. Their home city, Agdam, was destroyed and left uninhabitable during the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict that began in the late 1980s. Since 1993, the club has been forced to play its home games hundreds of kilometers away in the capital city, Baku. Every goal they score on the European stage, every qualification they achieve, is not just a sporting victory, it is a symbol of survival, a defiant cry for a home that was lost. Their presence in UEFA competitions adds a profound political and human dimension to the geographical question. It's a story of resilience that gives their European journey a powerful, emotional weight. If the Caucasian nations represent a historical continuation, Kazakhstan represents a conscious, strategic pivot. Their story is even more extreme because they didn't just choose UEFA from the start. They switched. Following independence, Kazakhstan initially joined the Asian Football Confederation. They competed in Asian competitions throughout the 1990s. But the federation felt their development was stagnating. They wanted a bigger challenge, better competition, and greater exposure. So, in 2002, they made the audacious decision to leave the AFC and apply for full UEFA membership. It was a move driven by pure ambition. They knew the path would be harder, that qualifying for a World Cup or a European Championship would become a monumental task. But they believed that facing the giants of Europe was the only way to truly grow. The rise of clubs like FC Astana, who reached the Champions League group stage in 2015, and this year, Kairat Almaty, is a direct result of this bold, continent-hopping decision. This flexibility of footballing borders isn't just about the former Soviet Union. To reinforce the point, let's look at Israel. Geographically, Israel is entirely in Asia, and for years they were members of the AFC. They even won the Asian Cup in 1964, but politics intervened. Throughout the 1970s, an increasing number of AFC member nations, particularly from the Arab world, refused to play against them. Faced with political boycotts that made competing impossible, Israel was expelled from the AFC. After years in the footballing wilderness, playing qualification campaigns in the Oceania region, UEFA granted them full membership in 1994. So, what are the practical results of this continent-bending membership? For starters, logistical nightmares. Imagine you're a player for Sporting Lisbon in Portugal. You have a crucial league match on Sunday, but on Wednesday you have to play away in Almaty. That's an 11-hour flight across 6 time zones. You land in a country where the winter temperature can drop to minus 20 degrees Celsius. You play the match, then fly 11 hours back. It's an immense physical and mental challenge. But these challenges are also what make European competitions so fascinating. This geographical diversity creates incredible underdog stories. It adds a layer of unpredictability and romance. When a team from Kazakhstan holds a Spanish giant to a draw, or a club of exiles from Azerbaijan competes with Europe's elite, it embodies the magic of football. It's a beautiful reminder that passion and ambition are not defined by lines on a map. So, why do Asian teams play in Europe? Because in football, the map is drawn not just with lines of geography, but with threads of history, politics, money, and ambition. The borders of UEFA are not rigid. They are a fluid reflection of a world where sport is more than just a game. It is a statement of who you are and who you want to be. The lines on the map tell you where you are, but the love for the game tells you where you belong. The question is, who might be next? As the game grows, will we see more nations knocking on UEFA's door? Maybe Saudi Arabia? What do you think?